everyone. Welcome back to Candid Cinema. I am Amanda. You all know me. I'm your film critic. I am the one with the hot takes. I have been on hiatus for a while now, but I have missed it more and more. And I figured, why not come back for the Oscar nominations? And this morning was it was something. It was something. It was a bit rough. I'm not going to lie. I'm wearing my Glinda sweater. You can't really. There you go. Glinda right there, of course. I'm a huge Wicked fan, huge Ariana Grande fan. The thank you next hat had to be worn tonight. I watched Wicked 5 times in theaters. So today they overperformed. The movie overperformed. A lot of them did. I'm just going to give a quick tweet right now that I am live. And if you are watching, thank you all for watching and coming. I appreciate it. So what I'm going to pretty much do is that I'm going to just go through all the categories as I normally would. And then I am going to focus on a couple that really upset me, that caused chaos this morning. And you guys feel free to leave anything in the comments, any questions that you may have as to why certain films did not make it, why certain people got snubbed and didn't make it. So I'm just going to get right into it. Let me just add it here. So we're going to start with actor in a supporting role. So we have Yura Borisov for Anora, and we have Kieran Culkin for A Real Pain. We have Edward Norton for A Complete Unknown. We have Guy Pearce for The Brutalist and Jeremy Strong for The Apprentice. I have some thoughts, as per usual. So what I'm going to say to this, this supporting category, there is category fraud for one of them. But I do still think that Kieran Culkin is supporting for Jesse Eisenberg in A Real Pain. I love both of their performances. I think it's such a beautiful film. And I'm very happy that Jesse actually got a nomination for original screenplay, which we'll get into as well. But I do think that Kieran Culkin here gave such a beautiful performance just about generational trauma and just everything that people have gone through, like our ancestors have gone through, our family members have gone through. And they go on this pilgrimage together. And the thing about that is that we don't realize that everyone goes through some sort of pain. It's not going to be the same as our grandparents went through, but we all experience different things. And A Real Pain really got to me. I didn't think it was going to get to me. But I do think that Kieran Culkin has the best performance here. I'm just going to go through the comments. I know Caitlin's excited for this. Hi, Caitlin. It's so good to see you. And I see you here in the show. And I think Cody's here as well. Hey, thanks for coming. Cody says that he's so happy for Ariana. I know. My girl is a first-time nominee. I'm very excited for her. And Caitlin says, I've not seen the announcement yet, so very excited to see. Yay! I'm so happy that you waited for this. I will go as slow as possible and go in depth as I can. So here, going back, I'll just put this in full so we can actually see. Your Borisov and Honora is the definitive supporting role. I also think that Edward Norton gave a great performance in A Complete Unknown. And the thing with Edward Norton is that we always see him in this very dark role, or he plays just like dark, brooding characters a lot, very broken characters. He's very good at that. And here with Edward Norton, he's just a very wholesome man who just loves folk music, which is amazing. And it's just a very different side of him. And he's a 4-time nominee now, which is amazing. So, it looks like Kieran Culkin can run away with it, but I would not put Ed Norton in the background whatsoever, because he's technically kind of owed, which is crazy here. Guy Pearce making a comeback in The Brutalist. In the first half of this film, he was very good. He was very good. I was like, wow, I miss Guy Pearce because he hasn't really been in much. So I think he was fantastic. I will get into my thoughts about The Brutalist later on, because I did watch it at TIFF. Majority of these I watched at TIFF, thankfully. A lot of them didn't screen at TIFF, and the distribution has been kind of bad for some of them. No wide theatrical releases. So it's hard for people to actually watch half of these films, like Nickel Boys, like Sing Sing, and even The Brutalist. I don't know what A24 is doing. But yeah, The Brutalist I'll get into. Guy Pearce was pretty solid. Jeremy Strong for The Apprentice. Listen, I wanted this tandem, and I'll get into it with Sebastian Stan later on. But oh my goodness, when Jeremy Strong showed up here, I was ecstatic because The Apprentice is such an underappreciated film. It's very good. They're both very good in it. So I say that this is a really strong category for supporting actor. However, my friends, there's one miss that I cannot deal with. Okay. There's one miss that I literally watched this movie yesterday, and it's Clarence Macklin in Sing Sing. He did get the adapted screenplay nomination, but my friends, it is not enough. He got snubbed here. He really did. And Sing Sing isn't, A24 grabbed it, and they did not boost it as much as they did with The Brutalist, which is really sad. It's so sad because Sing Sing is a fantastic picture, and it's not even in the conversation other than Coleman Domingo right now in screenplay. So it's really sad. Tony stopped by. Thank you so much for coming. Hey, what? And he says, hey, what is it about Emilia Perez having 13 nominations that made people so angry? I'm going to get to that. Emilia Perez isn't that great of a film. I believe it's overhyped. I believe that it overperformed today. And I will get into some of those nominations as well. And I actually have an entire tweet of like the final count that I found. So I will get into that if you guys stick around. Cody also says I don't get the Emilia Perez love. No one does, my friend. No one does. It's not really rated higher. Letterboxd also posted the highest. They kind of ranked the best picture nominees, obviously, what the rating is on Letterboxd, and Emilia Perez is on the last leg, my friends, on the last leg, which is crazy. And now Caitlin says, I've not watched most of the nominated movies, so I don't know. I'll tell you which ones to watch and what's worth watching. Some of them aren't. A lot of them aren't. But I'm going to move right ahead here to the next one, because I do think that Kieran Culkin has a lock here. However, these are like early predictions. Do not count Ed Norton out at all. Don't count Ed Norton out. So I'm on the Academy Twitter page, and now we're going to go into costume design. So with costume design, we have A Complete Unknown, Conclave, Gladiator 2, Nosferatu, and Wicked. Understandable. All of these, I understand. I'm very happy that Conclave got in. Conclave is one of my favorite films of the year, and it is my personal choice to win Best Picture, and should have won Best. It should be winning Best Picture drama everywhere across the board. I think it's one of the most well-rounded films of the year, if not the most well-rounded film of the year across the board. Costumes here, I think Nosferatu is great. It's a period piece. Obviously, Wicked just had a lot of fun because you're in Oz, and they really played around with the colors of like pink and green, and I love that. Gladiator 2, obviously, it's Gladiator. Complete Unknown, Bob Dylan had some like pretty cool threads, so I like that about it. Caitlin says, I have seen Wicked and Gladiator 2. I think that's about it. Those are the big ones. That's like the Glicked, the Barbenheimer. So it's kind of hard not to watch those, which is great. And I'm happy they both got so much love. I preferred Wicked to Gladiator 2, but I do have to kind of like revisit Gladiator 2 eventually. I really do. So yeah, with costume design, like I said, I do hope it goes to Conclave, because Conclave just deserves all the love. It's not really getting that much love, unfortunately. But I could either see Nosferatu or Wicked take this, in all honesty. So that's a possibility. Like I said, rapid fire for some of them. Next, we have makeup and hairstyling. So this was a lot of fun for me, because we have A Different Man, which if you haven't seen it, it is now streaming on HBO Max. Sebastian Stan is in it. Adam Pearson is in it. And Renette Rensive, who is fantastic in The Worst Person in the World, is also in this. So A Different Man's very good. Excellent. Sebastian Stan got nominated and won at the Golden Globes, but he's obviously nominated for The Apprentice. So my boy had 2 amazing performances. We have Amelia Perez for makeup and hairstyling. I don't know why. I really don't know why. We have Nosferatu, which was great. If you guys see Count Orlok, listen. Hold up. Listen. Count Orlok in Nosferatu. Like Bill Skarsgård. Holy, the makeup that that man had on him, fantastic. The final shot, the final, like the scene and everything with the sun beaming on him at the end of the movie. I probably just spoiled it if you don't know what it is. But anyways, that whole scene was fantastic. You got to see like how detailed that makeup was. If anything is like winning for Nosferatu, it has to be makeup. It has to. It is fantastic. It's so good. And then you have The Substance, which is another one with the makeup. Oh my gosh, Demi Moore stayed in that chair for like 5 hours. And if you see what she turns into by the end of this film in the last 45, it's actually just brilliant what they did with it. And then you got Wicked. It's fine. I guess makeup, the hair was different. I get it. She was green most of the time. I also understand. So we'll see about that. I do think it's between The Substance and Nosferatu. Just like early predictions, my friends. I really do think it's going to be between them. So Caitlin says Sebastian Stan. Listen, for those of you who have been Gossip Girl stans like me since day one, we had Carter Bazin, my friends, and then you watched everything Sebastian Stan was ever in. Yeah, I cried this morning. A lot of us started crying this morning because people are finally seeing how fantastic of an actor he is. He should have gotten a nomination for I, Tonya years ago because he was so good in that. Cody on the Sebastian Stan hype train. Yes, that's what I want to hear. He's fantastic. If you haven't watched A Different Man, watch it. If you haven't watched The Apprentice, please try to find it and watch it because it's so good. It's just so good. We have Seaside Movies in the chat. Hey, thanks for coming. Thanks for stopping by. We're going to be diving into some more Oscar nominations shortly because we just went through makeup and hairstyling. Don't know why Amelia Perez is there. So I'm going to just move forward because the more I talk about Amelia Perez, the more I'm not going to talk about the movies that deserve to actually have the nomination. You know what I mean? So next we have, let me scroll up here. Original score. We caused some ruckus this morning. It was terrible this morning. It's terrible. So we have here, okay, we have The Brutalist. It was a very good score. It's a very good score. Okay, not my favorite, but it was a very good score. Conclave. So if you guys watched All's Quiet on the Western Front, I believe 3 years ago, whenever Babylon was nominated, I think it was 3 years ago, that score was just like very simplistic. The exact same booming noises. And then for Conclave, the violins, Volker Bertelmann made one of my favorite scores of the year. It's fantastic. I listen to it all the time. Amelia Perez is here. I couldn't tell you anything. Their original songs make complete sense because it's a crime musical. But the score? Come on now. The same thing goes for Wicked. I love Wicked so much. I know that like that book forward and backwards. I know every single song. The score, fam? Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? I will tell you who should have gotten a double nomination, and that is Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross for freaking Challengers and Queer. Those are the two. My boy Luca Guadagnino, Papa Luca, we gotta fight for you, man, because you have been like completely cast aside and you made 2 of the best movies of the year, and Papa Luca's not anywhere here. The Challenger score deserved a nomination and the win. It is the best score of the year next to Conclave for me. Unfortunately, even Saturday Night, Jean-Baptiste, banging score if you haven't seen it. Okay, it is so good. The Saturday Night score. Unfortunately, it wasn't even on the short list or it was disqualified, I think. That didn't show up either, which is so unfortunate. And then we have The Wild Robot, which I thought was fine. It's really nice to see animated films in other categories apart from animated feature. So that's always a good thing. I have Adam in the chat. Hey, man, thanks for coming by. He also sorry, why is Dune Part 2 not nominated for score? Unfortunately, I believe it was ineligible or it was disqualified. It wasn't even on the short list. I don't know why, because it's it's an amazing score. I don't get it. I never understood that. That is a whole other thing where Dune Part 2 is barely seen here. There are 23 categories and it's not where it's supposed to be. I'll get into that as well. So Dune Part 2 kind of underperformed. I do blame the fact that it was released in March. Same thing goes for like Challengers. It was very early in the year. It's all about placement when it comes to these Oscar films, these nominations, right? So I'm just going to move forward. I do think that I'm really hoping either Conclave. I can't believe I'm even going to say that. I hope The Brutalist also wins for score. But it's between the two of them. If Emilia Perez wins score, we've lost all hope. We have lost everything if it wins for score. So I'm praying that The Brutalist shows up here. So the reason why I'm a bit scared for Brutalist Emilia Perez header is that Emilia Perez at the Golden Globes was obviously in the musical comedy category, correct? And then The Brutalist is in drama. So now that they're together, now that they're in the same categories, I don't know what's going to happen. That's why it's scaring me that Emilia Perez has like almost 13, 14 nominations here, and The Brutalist doesn't have the same amount, if not more. So I don't know. Unfortunately, I am gonna just go rapid fire through the live action short films. I haven't seen them, so I don't really have much to comment on. But we have Alien, Anuja, I'm Not a Robot, The Last Ranger, The Man Who Could Not Remain Silent. I think I predicted a couple of these just based on like statistics and stuff like that, but I did not watch them yet. So next we have, I believe this is animated short film. Again, rapid fire. We have it here. It's Beautiful Men in the Shadows of the Cypress, which I predicted. Magic Candies, Wander to Wander, and Yuck. I did not watch them yet, but I'm pretty sure they're all good. I'm hoping they're all good. Next we have, where are we here? Adapted screenplay. Okay, let's do adapted screenplay. Here we go. We have A Complete Unknown. Wild screenplay by James Mangold and Jay Cox. Conclave screenplay by Peter Stragan. Then we have Emilia Perez. Why for adapted screenplay? I don't understand. Nickel Boys. Okay, I actually listened to the audiobook by Colson Whitehead, and it's a fantastic book. I have yet to see Nickel Boys because it's nowhere near me. Put these movies in theaters, please. Like, please release them for a longer period of time here. And then Sing Sing also got adapted screenplay. Thank God. So when we got to this moment this morning, I was freaking out because, when it comes to adapted screenplay or original screenplay, it means that you have a chance in the 10 for Best Picture. So Sing Sing, I really wanted it to be in the Best Picture conversation. I'm very happy that Clarence Macklin got the nomination here. It's not enough, okay? But if anyone wins here, any film wins here, it has to be Conclave. It has to be Conclave for the push for Best Picture. Sing Sing, I would love that they give it to him just because, they snubbed him for supporting actor here. But as long as Emilia Perez doesn't win, we're okay. Because also, not for anything, I would have put Dune Part 2 instead of Emilia Perez in this category. Like, it's absolutely absurd that one of the most dense books that I've ever read is adapted so perfectly into this beautiful sci-fi opera. Like, it's just fantastic what Denis Villeneuve does. It's so hard to adapt that book. It is dense. It is about a spice war. It's hard to read. It's really hard to get through. And it's just a perfect part 1 and part 2. So perfectly adapted, and it's not here. So that's very unfortunate. Like I said, I would love if Conclave takes it. If Conclave is not going to win anything else, I'm hoping it gets adapted screenplay. I really am. So next we have, where are we? Yes, we have original screenplay. All right. So we have Honora, which makes some sense. The Brutalist, which makes all the sense, even though I do think that script is uneven, especially in the second act. It's very bloated, and I don't think he knew where to end it for Laszlo. We have A Real Pain, written by Jesse Eisenberg. Again, he didn't get nominated for Best Actor. They gave him the original screenplay nomination. I love this film. I think it's fantastic. September 5 magically makes it in. I don't know where else September 5 is going to be, but like it's here. And in this moment this morning, when The Substance got nominated, I lost my mind. But I also had a doubt that Coralie Forget was not going to make Best Director. But they did the thing, so I was very happy. So The Substance kind of overperformed, and I was beyond happy. Being a horror girly myself, I love thrillers, I love horror films. Having The Substance even in the conversation this year was absolutely fantastic. And Mubi knocked it out of the park with distribution, knocked it out of the park with marketing. Almost everyone and their mother knows about The Substance. And if you don't know what The Substance is about, I went in blind. I was very happy that I went in blind. The only thing that I will say as a disclaimer here is if you are not into body horror, I wouldn't watch it. Like if you're easily grossed out, I wouldn't watch The Substance. If you are a horror junkie, this is going to be like nothing for you when you watch it. It's a bit far-fetched in the last 20 minutes, but it's a amazing bloodbath. It's amazing. So I would definitely watch The Substance. Please do. But out of original screenplay here, would I love for A Real Pain to win just so Jesse Eisenberg can actually have an Oscar? Absolutely. I would love to have that for him. I do think that The Brutalist is going to take it. However, it could also go to The Substance if they're not going to give if they're not going to give director to Coralie Forget and they're going to give director automatically to Brady Corbet. So I think that The Substance could win here just based on who they're going to give it to at that point. So you never know. This is still open. I do have it's The Brutalist, A Real Pain, in The Substance. I personally think that Honora is like dead in the water. Which is very unfortunate because Mikey Madison is a revelation in that. I thought she was amazing. But I do think that Honora has not made any moves. I don't think it's strong enough this award season to actually rack up any wins. Unfortunately, it's kind of like fading into the background, which is something you don't want. But that's for original screenplay. It's between The Brutalist, A Real Pain, and The Substance, in my opinion. Here we are. Caitlin. Yeah, no, not a horror fan, she says, so I probably won't watch it. That's okay. I have like non-horror fans in my family, and they all watched it and they were like, oh my God, it's so good. You have to keep like an open mind about it. But if you're squeamish, I do not recommend whatsoever. Don't do it. So next we have, let me see what we have here. I think we have supporting. Yes, we do. We have supporting actress in a supporting role. I yelled because I missed this. For whatever reason, the YouTube ad was buffering. So actress in a supporting role, we have Monica Barbaro for A Complete Unknown. She plays Joan Bates. She's fantastic. I knew nothing about Bob Dylan. I knew nothing about Joan Bates. Their relationship was great. Their chemistry was great. I'm very surprised to see her here, but also the entire cast of A Complete Unknown got SAG nominations. So it makes complete sense that they're in here. It does overperform. It did overperform today. I think a lot more people loved A Complete Unknown more than I thought. We have Ariana Grande for Wicked, my Glinda. I love her to death. The second I watched her, I'm like, girlie's in. We love it. And Caitlin agrees. Hello, Team Ari. How can we not be? I really want her to win. There was just a fun little tidbit here for those who see Felicity Jones in The Brutalist. Apparently, some Academy members said that they didn't finish The Brutalist because there's literally a 15-minute intermission in the middle of this thing. And they're like, I don't feel like finishing the rest of the film. So it's funny because Felicity Jones is nominated and Felicity Jones only comes in the second half of this film. So it's just interesting that that was said. I don't know who it was, but like that was said and it was interesting. But she was pretty good. She was fine. She's the definition of like a supporting role. So it makes sense. Then we have Isabella Rossellini, first time nominee for Conclave. I'm very happy. She's very happy as well. And I love that for her. It's her first nomination. I can't believe that, she didn't get nominated for Blue Velvet. Also, rest in peace to the king. That is David Lynch. She surprised me in Conclave. She has maybe like, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes of screen time, but we were clapping at the premiere at TIFF when she does a certain thing in this film. Not that I want to spoil it, but that's there. And then we have Zoe Saldana, who's also committing category fraud, and Emilia Perez. You know who's not here? Selena Gomez. Thank God, because she's better in Only Murders in the Building instead of Emilia Perez. We don't watch her for Emilia Perez whatsoever. No offense to Selena. She's great in everything else except for this movie, apparently. I don't know. Cody says Team Ari. Hell yeah. That's what I want to hear. And then we have Eric. Thanks for coming by, man. Wasn't the biggest fan of Queer, but wish Daniel Craig got nominated. I will get to that because that was also a shock to me. But I'll see who could have been taken out, placed in. It was a very hard, I'd say 6, 7 Best Actor nominees that I had no idea on rotation where I was going to place them. But Daniel Craig was fantastic in Queer. One of his best performances ever. He was so good. So shout out to him for sure. And then it says, how were they allowed to leave? Oh, so in that case, if this is going back to the Brutalist situation, they were sent screeners. So some of them actually went to the theater, but being an Academy member, they send screeners. They send like actual like DVD packages or 4K packages, whatever they have. So they send the screeners, and then ultimately it's up to you to watch as many screeners as you can. And they were like, oh, it's intermission. I don't feel like watching the rest of it. So that's pretty much allegedly what was said. Allegedly. I'm not speaking truth here, whatever. This is what I heard. And it caused a stir on the Twitters. Okay. Cody says Felicity Jones is a dark horse pick for me. Honestly, if the Brutalist gets like hits the ground running and just goes straight out and starts winning and winning and winning, I could also see Felicity Jones taking it. I could also see it. So it depends how big of a fan they are of the Brutalist and how much they loved it. But it is a dark horse pick, and I agree with that. I would pick Ariana Grande as the dark horse, to be perfectly honest, because Zoe Saldana is a lock. But on top of this, we have Isabella Rossellini, who is like, she's massive, especially who her mom is. She has a legacy. She's an, Nepo baby at the same time, but she has this legacy. It's her first time nomination. She's an older actress. You don't know what they're thinking in the Academy. You have no idea what these members are thinking. But Zoe Saldana, because she won the Golden Globe, she is front runner right now. Unfortunately, she is. Adam says, I'm just disappointed Amy Adams isn't nominated for Night Bitch. When is my girl going to win her Oscar? Adam, I agree. I don't know what Netflix did, but they didn't even promote Night Bitch. And it's one of my favorite movies that I watched at TIFF. If you guys haven't watched Night Bitch, it's actually a lot of fun. It's very good. Moms everywhere should be watching it. Women everywhere should be watching Night Bitch. I loved it. I thought it was fun. But Amy Adams realistically should have won for Arrival, and they also snubbed Denis Villeneuve there. So we just can't catch a break either. Eric says, wild that the first Dune won 6 Oscars and the second didn't even get that amount of nominations. I was very mad this morning. I'm still mad. I was mad the entire day just because Denis Villeneuve is one of the best directors that we have right now. And he delivered one of these like sci-fi epics on such a grand scale. And he adapted one of the hardest books ever. So it breaks my heart because I'll get to the other categories as well. It's just the fact that where is he? Where? And Cody says, I wonder how they decided Ariana for Best Supporting and Cynthia for Best Actress. This is a very good point. And I do think it doesn't really come down to screen time because even in the musical, Glinda is not necessarily the lead because everything that happens is surrounding Elphaba's journey, especially going to meet the wizard. It's all about Elphaba, where Glinda's cast aside. So it's a very like, it's a balancing act. And it's just based on, I think, what the center of the story, and it's revolving around Elphaba more so than Glinda at that point. Um, Eric says, well, Denis was nominated for Arrival least, but yeah, it's crazy he wasn't nominated for Dune. Insane that he wasn't twice. Dune part one, not nominated. Dune part two, not two movies that are like gorgeous. Okay, two movies, sci-fi epics. This man does not get nominated. Even Amy Adams, I don't think Amy Adams got nominated for Arrival, and that was like highway robbery at its finest. Robbery. You see the anger. Then he deserves the world. He deserves better. 100%. So after actress in a supporting role, we have Best Original Song. Now we have two Amelia Perez songs. They're fine, guys. They're fine. They're not the greatest. Okay. El Mal's probably the better song from Amelia Perez. Diane Warren's nominated again. I think it's like her 23rd nomination for The Journey and 688. I literally picked her. I knew that was going to happen. Like a Bird from Sing Sing. Thank God that song got nominated. I was crying during like that end scene going into the credits. It was beautiful. Mi Camino, just because of who sings it. It's a fine song. It's whatever. Then we have Never Too Late by the King, Elton John. The songs are fine this year. Nothing great. I'm kind of happy that they're not performing them on the main stage because really, just come on now. I would have loved to have Forbidden Road, I believe it's called, from Better Man. If you haven't seen Better Man, watch Better Man. It is the Robbie Williams monkey movie. I did not think I would love Better Man, but I was weeping from beginning to end. So please watch Better Man. It's fantastic. I'm pretty sure it's going to start streaming on Paramount Plus because apparently Paramount's not going to release the box office numbers moving forward for Better Man. I saw that tweet today, but definitely watch Better Man. It's not here. I think it was ineligible. Just please watch it. It is a fantastic film. I did get one nomination for VFX, so I was very happy to even see it in the conversation. So what does Eric say? I mean, Nolan didn't get nominated for director until Dunkirk somehow, though. Oh, 100%. And Nolan deserved it for Interstellar because Interstellar is one of his best films, let alone like Dark Knight and everything else. Like Interstellar should have been the breakthrough, and it wasn't, unfortunately. But Dunkirk was good. I'm just happy that he finally got his flowers for Oppenheimer, and one day this will happen for Denis Villeneuve. Hopefully soon. Rodney is here. Hey man, thanks for coming by. Rodney says Emilia most nominated. Help. We need something. I said to my boyfriend the other day, I said, you know what, we're gonna have to take a shot during the telecast every time Emilia Perez wins. And then his response was, we're gonna black out by the end of it. And I said, that's not what we need to do here because we have to pay attention, and hopefully that doesn't happen. You know what I mean? Rodney says, Emilia being most nominated for a non-English film, surpassing Roma and Crouching Tiger. What are we doing? Oh my God, not Roma. Oh, why would you give me this fact, Rodney? Why would you do this to me? That just hurts my heart even more so. That's crazy. That is crazy. Absolutely insane. And then Rodney says, is this about to be the crash of this decade? Yes, it's about to happen. And I always say this with the Academy. There's like 1 or 2 years that we're like, oh my God, this is the best movie. This is the one that deserved to win. And then there's really shitty ones in between. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. I just want you guys to be prepared that Emilia Perez is going to be that movie. Okay? It definitely is. So long story short, for this one, I would love Sing Sing to get a win here, but I do think it's going to go to El Mal for Emilia Perez. Next, we have documentary films. I did not watch them, but I will go rapid fire here. We have Black Box Diaries. No Other Land is a big one. I've heard everyone talk about it. Huge one. Porcelain Wars soundtrack to Kupitat and Sugarcane, I also heard was very good. I still have to watch them. Documentary short film, we have Death by Numbers, I Am Ready Warden, Incident, Instruments of a Beating Heart, The Only Girl in the Orchestra. We do have to watch these. I do think No Other Land is going to win, though, because everyone's been talking about it. It's like fantastic. So here we have, excuse me, here we have international feature film. We have I'm Still Here, Brazil. The Girl with the Needle, Denmark. Emilia Perez, France. The Seed of the Sacred Fig, which I wish was winning because that film blew my mind when I watched it at TIFF. If you haven't watched The Seed of the Sacred Fig, please watch it. It's so freaking good. And then we have Flow. We have Flow, which is awesome because it's not only nominated in an animated feature, it's nominated for international feature film, which is really, really special. And now, if you haven't watched Flow, it's a silent film. It's a beautiful film. I think it's better than The Wild Robot, which we'll get into an animated feature for the category. But The Seed of the Sacred Fig, for some reason, it's such a relevant film. It's beyond relevant. It's kind of timeless. It's fantastic work all around. That should be front runner instead of Emilia Perez. Just saying. The Girl with the Needle, I heard was fantastic. I still have to watch it. I heard great things out of TIFF. I'm Still Here. Got nominated for Best Picture, and that's the Fernanda Torres film. If you don't know, she won Best Actress, Golden Globes as well. So that's for international feature film. I'm very happy about this group, especially because Flo made it in the Seed of the Sacred Fig. I just think deserved way more than it got. Caitlin says, yay, Flo. Yes. All the animals are in it. It's the cutest thing. It's an hour and 30 minutes. It's the most adorable thing that you can watch. And then Eric says, I'm rooting for Wallace and Gromit. That's totally fair, man. I haven't watched it yet. So I haven't watched it yet. That's one of them that I have to watch. And then Rodney says, anything over Emilia Perez at this point? Yes. Yes. Okay. Yes. Moving on. We have animated feature film right after. That's amazing. So we have here Flow, Inside Out 2, Memoir of a Snail, Wallace and Gromit, Vengeance Most Foul, and The Wild Robot. This is a very good category. I was very worried that Moana 2 is going to be nominated here. But as Eric said, all the Wallace and Gromit movies are a lot of fun. I'm really happy it still has this like longevity and, love for the film and for like the franchise, basically. I do love Flow. I love The Wild Robot. Memoir of a Snail really wasn't for me, but I can appreciate what was done with it. It's a bit too bleak for my liking, but it's still hopeful at the same time. Inside Out 2 was fine. Not the greatest. Sorry, but it wasn't. I was very disappointed in that film. But I do think that Flow's frontrunner here. I would love for The Wild Robot to win because it is DreamWorks, and every time like DreamWorks is even remotely nominated anywhere, I'm just very happy that even it's like over Disney. Sorry. Because Disney wins everything. Disney wins a lot. So when DreamWorks comes in, it's like, yes, another great animation. But animated films are, so special, and it's a beautiful medium to kind of explore different things. Obviously, with Across the Spider-Verse, what we got, you can really play around with different themes and subject matter as well. And I think that that's the most beautiful thing about this medium, right? Look who's here. It's Adriano Caparuso. Go watch his reaction video, by the way. Please go watch it. It's killer. Memoir needs to win or I cry. I hope you don't cry, but you know that Memoir of a Snail is not going to win, Adri. It's not going to happen. I really want Flo to win. I watched majority of them, and Memoir didn't grab me like it grabbed you. I'm really sorry. I am. Rodney says, is he going to say your full name again? Yeah, well, in his video, we did a Golden Globe reaction, which if you don't go subscribe to Adriano Caparuso right now, I'm going to be very upset. Just a little bit upset. We did a Golden Globe reaction. So if you want to see our reaction there, he said my full government name, which is terrible. And now Adriano is going to bribe Oscar himself. We don't know who Oscar actually is. We need to figure that out first. Why are they actually called the Oscars? Someone Google. I need to know the history of this, to be perfectly honest. I would love to see him try and pay them to have the Brutalist win. Sorry, did I say that? We know it's going to be Amelia Perez, but I'll try not to say that again. Adam says there's a video on Twitter of a cat watching Flo. Oh, that's so precious. I love that. Real James. Hey, James. Welcome. Have we already mentioned Dune getting royally snubbed? Multiple times, my friend. Multiple times. I hate it. I hate that it got snubbed that many times. And then we have Ronnie saying, oh, the SAG's reaction is going to be something. Adri, if you heard that, we have to now do a SAG reaction because people are waiting for it. And then Adriano says, don't have to pay them for Brutalist to win. You never know. We'll see what happens. Okay? We'll see what happens. Ronnie says, yeah, I'll need something to keep me awake when Amelia wins an Oscar. Help. Yeah, it's going to be really just not it, guys. But yes, I hope Flo wins for animated feature film. We're going to go into the next one now. We have production design. Drum roll, please. We have The Brutalist, Conclave, Dune. See, Dune has something, not enough, but Dune is there. Part 2. Nosferatu making it in is really cool. And Wicked as well, again. But my thing is that for Nosferatu, Robert Eggers has only, I think, one nomination for The Lighthouse. His work is fantastic. Okay. I just did a marathon with Adriano Caparuso. He leading into Nosferatu, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna raise some stars here on Letterboxd because I didn't get it. Now I get it. And Nosferatu is my favorite Robert Eggers film. So I'm happy that it got more than one nomination here because he deserves the recognition. He's doing great stuff. So yeah, Brutalist, Conclave, Dune Part 2, Nosferatu, Wicked. I would love for Conclave to win. It's not going to probably happen, especially with Nosferatu and Wicked there. Adriana would probably say the Brutalist should win, but I do think that's going to be between Nosferatu and Wicked. Again, Conclave's beautiful. I love it. So, and Adriano says Wicked or the Brutalist. See, didn't even say Nosferatu. That's interesting because he loves Robert Eggers. So that's troubling. But yeah, I would like to see Wicked win something. If it's going to win anything, I could see that it wins production design. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I'm really excited. What is it? Adriano says Brutalist literally be about architecture. So that doesn't mean anything. I was going to make a little AI joke, but I'm not going to since that wasn't real. But I had to make it now. I don't know. I just think Conclave was prettier. Anyways, that's not a reason for it to win, but still. Next, I'm going to go to, let's see here. What do I have? Film editing. I just want to start off by saying that Challengers is not here and it's BS. I just want to say that. We have Honora, The Brutalist, Conclave, thank God, Amelia Perez, and then we have Wicked. This is fine. Challengers isn't here. It's very upsetting. I love the editing in Challengers. I would love if Saturday Night was actually nominated for this too, but sadly, not here. They paid Saturday Night dust. I'm so sorry, Jason Reitman. Really broke my heart. But here, I guess I wouldn't give it to the Brutalist for this one. I'm going to be straight with you. Sorry, Adri. And Ronnie says you don't have to say Amelia Perez. I just say, oh, that. Okay, sure. But I like kind of fading it out the way I did because I really don't want to talk about it. Yeah, with editing, I'm just disappointed. Challengers isn't here. Dune Part 2 also not here. How? Don't know why. Not here. Another one where it should have been. And it's so sad. It's so sad. But I do think I really don't want it to go to Amelia Perez. Anything but if you start seeing that Amelia Perez starts winning like the tech categories early on, we're gonna have fun, kids. That's all I gotta say. Cody says I'll go with Wicked. That is completely I get it. It's plausible. I get it. He also says that he'd go with Honora. I I'm not like so keen on the editing in Anora. And then Adriano does say it might be Amelia Perez. You have to remember it's also a musical. So if anything happens early on with Amelia Perez, like I've been saying, this is going to be one of them, which sucks. And then Rodney says, Challenger's getting nothing. Duh, I can't. I'm so angry. I'm just so angry. So very angry. But yeah, I'm kind of locking in with Amelia Perez here for editing. And I don't like it one bit. I do not. So next we're gonna move into what do we got here? Sound. This one's interesting because guess what else? What else is nominated here, which I'm very happy about because it made it in. It should have. Complete Unknown for sound. Absolutely. Okay, absolutely. That's the first thing that I even said after I watched. I'm like, that sound mixing, editing, so good. Dune Part 2. If it wins anything, it's not going to win director. We know that. If it wins anything, Dune Part 2 should win sound. It's so good. Amelia Perez should not win sound. Shouldn't. It's bad. It's so bad. It's so bad. Like, I cannot believe it's even nominated here. Wicked, The Wild Robot, I would definitely take for that as well. Caitlin says, I'm already tired of hearing that movie's name. Oh, I know. But you're going to have to get used to it, sweetheart, because that's all people are going to talk about, and it's terrible. It's terrible, okay? And then Adam says, if Amelia Perez wins a bunch of awards, I want Conan O'Brien to make jokes about it. Yes. Honestly, if it goes Amelia Perez's way, the saving grace is the fact that we have Conan O'Brien hosting, okay? It's saving grace right now. And then Adriano says, more like a complete dumb no. And I know you didn't like the movie, babe. I know you didn't. I know. It was fine. Wasn't anything great. Wait till it gets a director, because that's a whole thing. But this was very good. Good joke right there. It was perfect. Eric says, I mean, Dune is getting visual effects for sure. I hope so, but Better Man's there. So we'll see. Rodney says that film getting into sounds, yeah, that or an E-Tech. I know. And I thought the songs were bad. That too, but two of them are nominated. We can't really do anything about it now. We can't, which is so sad. But yeah, I would love to see. And also, if a Complete Unknown's going to win anything, this could also happen here. Okay, if it's going to just separate all these films, you get one, and you get one, and you get one. It's gonna be when that session, like that kind of situation here. Next we have, what else we got? We're almost done, guys. Visual effects. Hell yeah, we got visual effects. So we have Alien Romulus, which I thought was really good. I'm just very happy Deadpool and Wolverine is not here. I had to drop it just in case Adriano was, forgot about that movie. I had to say it. Better Man is here, which is fantastic. Like I said, if you haven't watched it, if you don't know who Robbie Williams is, you will after this film. So please watch it. So Adriano says, I didn't forget. Haha. And then we have Bleep. I'm not going to repeat it. Deadpool and Wolverine. I'm so sorry. And then he's so mad at Deadpool and Wolverine. It's not here though, babe. We're good. It's not here. You're safe. You are safe. But I had to remind you. Better Man for Life, I agree. I would love for this to win. We also have Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, Dune Part 2, and Wicked. Wicked also doesn't have the best VFX. I don't know how it's even nominated there, especially Ryan Reynolds must pay with. Okay. Let's relax. Okay, he's still funny in my eyes. We love Ryan Reynolds. Okay, I'm sorry. Rodney says, if Amelia got into VFX, you know what? I wouldn't put it past them. Okay. And then no Marvel in VFX. That's not one of the first times. I don't think so. But that's wild that it's not there, because Deadpool and Wolverine. Sorry, I said it again. I have to put $1 in a jar every time I mention it now. Or else, I owe him a coffee for saying it this many times at this point. But yeah, it's interesting that no Marvel films are here. I would love if Better Man wins. Would love it. And here we have, listen, if you want to listen to an awards pundit, Adriano Caparuso knows his stats, so please go subscribe to his channel. Both Ant-Man and Age of Ultron missed in 2015. Listen, Ant-Man had great VFX. I don't know why it missed, but Age of Ultron wasn't the greatest, so that kind of annoyed me. Eric says, whoa, and I thought I wasn't as big on Deadpool and Wolverine as some. I was just disappointed with it as a tribute to the Foxverse, which it barely was one. I agree. I'm with you there. I laughed during Deadpool and Wolverine. I thought the last 30 minutes wasn't the strongest. I think it completely fell apart, unfortunately. And it should have been better than it was. You have Deadpool and you have Logan together. Like, it just should have been completely different and not multiverse related. You know, guys know how much I hate the multiverse if you've been watching me for the past 3 years. Okay. I still haven't seen it. Don't know if I will. Deadpool 3. It's a fun movie. Like, it's a fun movie. Caitlin says, I liked Deadpool and Wolverine, but not Oscar worthy. Totally fair. Like, I watched it, I think 3 times last year, and I still laugh. Like, it brings joy to me, and I really enjoyed it. But it's interesting that, like, it wasn't here. It's really interesting. So next we have, let's see here, Alien Romulus. Cinematography, because that's the way I pronounce it, everybody. It's cinematography. Eric says one more thing here. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is the MCU movie that should have one visual effects, if any. My dude, I completely agree with you on that. That was a fantastic, fantastic film. And the work was like so detailed and perfect. And I think they put so much love into that volume 3. And I think it really did need to win, if anything. Here, actually do think it should have won over Godzilla. I agree, but I can't say that out loud. Anyways, Adriano says, does that say The Brutalist? No, it doesn't. I'm going to skip it on purpose because it should get nominated for cinematography. I'm totally kidding. Like, it should. You know what shouldn't have? Emilia Perez, and it's there. Dune Part 2 got nominated. Thank God. We love Greg Fraser. Maria got in, which is good. And Nosferatu got in. You know what Emilia Perez took the spot of, everyone? It's freaking Conclave. Conclave has one of, oh my God, the cinematography in Conclave is absolutely stunning. It's gorgeous. Frame to frame. It is beautiful. What? Where is it? Emilia Perez took that spot. I will never forgive Emilia Perez for stealing the cinematography spot from Conclave, because Conclave deserves to be there, okay? Deserves to be there. I hope The Brutalist wins in this category. You heard me. I hope, because it shouldn't be going to Emilia Perez. You maybe even Nosferatu. But please, we can't do it. Kaylin says, yes, I'm with you on that, Eric Thorpe. I think it was for Godzilla, the comment before. Rodney says, Emilia for cinematography, God, wow. Why? But wow, Maria only got in that, but not for actress. I know. Angelina Jolie kind of fizzled. I kind of knew that she would, because it wasn't getting the same pull as a Kristen Stewart or a Natalie Portman, unfortunately, for Pablo Larraín. Caitlin says, let's hope Dune 2 gets this one. I'm hoping. I think Greg Fraser did some stunning work here. And Adriano Caparuso says, did you say? Yes, I did say that I want The Brutalist to win for cinematography. But however, babe, if Conclave was here, then I would want Conclave to win for cinematography. But like, The Brutalist is my second. You have to understand what happened here. I was robbed because of Emilia Perez. Rodney says, a mess like this film having 13 nominations. Dude, I know. It's crazy. Cody says, I thought Wicked had a chance. Are you serious? In cinematography? Yeah, there's some great scenes. I think so. I don't know if this is supposed to be like a joke comment considering what's been said about Wicked cinematography. I don't know. But yeah, there's some good stuff. But I'm just happy that what's nominated is nominated. I don't know if Wicked, it would have been funny if Wicked got nominated. I'm not going to lie. But Emilia Perez should not be here. I'm also surprised that Maria is here. But like, if Wicked got in, that would have caused some stuff. That's all I'm going to say. Would have caused some stuff and things. Just because, anyways, that's a whole other can of worms that happened. I didn't think the cinematography was that bad in Wicked, but Yeah, that was that. Next we have, oh no, we have best actor, ladies and gentlemen. We have best actor. Adrian Brody for the Brutalist. I guess he's there. Whatever. We have Timothy Chalamet for Complete Unknown. Four-time nominee, and he's the youngest four-time nominee, Timothy Chalamet. Then we have Coleman Domingo for Sing Sing. Thank God, he's nominated. Ray Fiennes for Conclave, and then Sebastian Stan. Sebastian Stan got nominated. Yes, Caitlin. Yes, yes. Isn't it four? I thought it was four. No, it was four movies that he was in for Best Picture. Two-time nominee, four movies that he's been nominated in for Best Picture have been like Best Picture nominated. That's what it was. Thank you for the correction, sweetheart. Then we have Joe. Hey, Monty Gang. Thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate it. Then we have Eric saying, yeah, I thought Wicked looked great. I thought it looked good for the most part. It's just the dancing through life scene, which I thought deserved just better lighting in that case, or else I didn't think it was that bad. Anyway, can't wait for Asian Bro. Listen, I just hit my head. I can't. No, just no. No, I don't want it. I'm sorry. And then Brian corrects me. Hey, Suds, how's it going? Technically, Timmy has been in 6 Best Picture nominees. LOL, also hi. It is 6. I got confused between 4 and 6, and these numbers are all confusing me, but thank you for correcting me. I appreciate that. But going back to this one, listen, I don't want him to win. I will tell you right now, I do not want Andrew Brody to win. Bro already has one. He already has one. Okay? And I just can't. And then Rodney says, ain't the Brutalist getting hot water for the AI mess? Apparently it's like it's there. It's not in the architecture because they had allegedly said that it has nothing to do with like those pieces. It does apparently have to do with like a post-production like voice effect from what they kind of enhanced that way. It's not like AI heavy. I'm not 100% what it is. Allegedly, it is used. I don't know. However, Adrian Brody does give a fantastic performance. That's all I got to say. But I do think that Timothy Chalamet is still too young to win an Oscar, so that's not going to happen. Ray Fiennes has been in the industry for a very long time. Not going to happen. Adriano has the Brutalist 411, and he says basically they altered like a vowel or two with Brody and Jones's Hungarian. A vowel or two versus completely AI generated stuff that we see, I don't think it necessarily is that big of a deal. Timmy will win next year for Marty Supreme. I would love that, but I still think he's too young to win one a la Leonardo DiCaprio type situation. Coleman Domingo should realistically win. And I know that Adriano also agrees with that because that's his pick, but like it's not going to happen, unfortunately. I would love if Sebastian Stan wins and just like a big, like, adios, muchachos. Sebastian just comes in full force. I think that would be fantastic. But yeah, Brian Sudfield says, hey, Adriano Caparuso, a big fan. Oh, look at that. And then I think we have Adriano also saying, hey, Brian Sudfield, big fan too. Guys, I love the love in the comments right now. This is so great. I love it. But yeah, I do think, Adrian Brody already has one. He's not a Daniel Day-Lewis type person who can leave for a decade and come back. I know he was in Asteroid City. I know he was in the French. No, he wasn't in the French Dispatch. He was in the Wes Anderson film of the Asteroid City. But like, that's it. He's not a Daniel Day-Lewis where he can disappear and then come back and then win an Oscar. He's not there. I don't know. Adriano still thinks he'll get another one. I don't want it for the Brutalist though. That's it. I just think Ray Fiennes deserves it. I think Coleman Domingo deserves it. And like, I want Sebastian Stan just to come in here for sure. I mean, can we just give it to Coleman or Timothy or heck, even Sebastian Stan, Rodney? I get it, man. I get it. Adrian Brody probably is going to win, though. I can't do anything about it. I can't. It sucks. I'm so underwhelmed this year. It's insane. Next, we have Best Actress. Oh boy. Oh boy. We have Cynthia Erivo. I cannot believe she got in, but she did. Carla Sofia Gascon got in for Amelia Perez. Mikey Madison got in for Nora. Demi Moore got in for The Substance. And Fernanda Torres got in for I'm Still Here. I do think that Demi Moore has it in the bag. I don't think Mikey Madison is going to go anywhere. Like I said before, Nora's kind of like dead in the water. I don't think any wins are possible for Nora moving forward. But I do think that Carla would be a surprise. I don't think that'll happen. Fernanda Torres is a surprise. I had her in my 5. And then Adriano says Demi is going to win, but Fernanda, I get it. I still have to watch I'm Still Here. But this one's for all the horror girlies. Like, we get shafted. This is for Lupita Nyong'o and us. This is for Toni Collette in Hereditary. This is for Florence Pugh in Midsommar. You know what I mean? Like, the horror girlies do not get the recognition, and Demi Moore gave a phenomenal performance in The Substance. So I'm hoping that ends up happening. Ronnie says Cynthia winning be a surprise, but I don't see it happening, unfortunately. I agree with that. I don't think it'll happen. I don't think it's her time yet. Brian says, someone help me see I'm Still Here stats. Listen, I can help you out, man. I'll figure it out. Rodney says Naomi Scott Smile too should be here, but Sai, these are horror performances that should be here. It just sucks. It sucks. And then Demi's winning, by the way, absolutely. I agree 100%. It's hers. Locked straight. After that speech of the Golden Globes, absolutely. And then we have Kaylin saying, I would like Cynthia to win, but I think Demi will win this one. Yes. Yes. I mean, I loved Wicked. I thought she gave such a beautiful performance. Truly. Okay. I thought she was fantastic, and she really grounded Elphaba in this different humanity that you can't really get from the stage musical. So I thought she did a fantastic job. And then Rodney says, Carla being nominated, I don't think is that groundbreaking, but it's the wrong film that's giving her the exposure. That I agree with. It's the wrong film. It's the wrong film. It's a very controversial film. A lot of groups are very pissed at this movie, rightfully so. So, yeah. Adam says Demi is a lock. Enough said. Agreed. 100%. I do think the speech Carla gave at the Globes for Comedy Musical is a bit puzzling. Yeah, I mean, there's other things that were said, which was interesting. Yeah, other things were said about certain people, so it was just interesting how she gave that speech. I just read one of Adriano's comments, and you guys can see what's happening in the comments there. I'm not going to put up on the screen, but it's there. Rodney says Demi winning will be the only saving grace. Yes. There's only a couple of ones that I'm really excited for. Demi Moore being one of them. Absolutely. So Cody says Demi locked. Yes. Hashtag Demi locked. Am I upset that Margaret Qualley didn't make it in for supporting? Low key, yes, because I thought it's a tandem, it's a tandem performance. You can't have one without the other. You can't have Eliza Sue without her. So it's just really interesting how she didn't make it in, but Felicity Jones did. Had to get that in there. Sorry. And then we have Ronnie saying, I'm side-eyeing the fact Zoe is winning for this film. Dude, I know. We're all very upset about it. But anyways, I'm going to move on to what do we have next? We have nominees for directing. This one I got pissed at. Welcome to my angry rant that is about to happen. We have Sean Baker for Anora, Brady Corbett for The Brutalist, Corbett, still nominated for The Brutalist. Complete unknown, James Mangold. What the hell is happening? What do you mean? What do you mean, James man? Why? Why? Okay? I don't get it. My sentiments exactly. Why? I don't understand. And then we have, oh, a mess. There's one woman, but not by much, only one woman director. Naturally, every year there's a token woman. And I even said, I'm like, watch Coralie Farge get nominated. And she did. And then we have Odiard for Amelia Perez. This is one of the worst lineups. You have to understand. With just Amelia Perez and James Mangold there. I also low-key don't understand why like Sean Baker's there. Besides the point, but I'm not going to get into that because I do love Honora. It just, anyways. And then we have Suds saying Ramel Ross was robbed. I agree, because if the Nickel Boys got in for Best Picture, what are we doing here? I don't get it. I don't get it. So here, do you see there are two directors, two that are missing here, okay? And they both got their films in Best Picture. I don't understand. Where is Denis Villeneuve? And where the hell is Edward Berger for Conclave? What do you mean he's not here? What do you mean he's not here? Those two movies directed themselves? I don't get it. So now we go here, and it's like, if you're going to have 10 Best Picture nominees, guess what we have to change, guys? Guess what we have to change? The Best Director nominees. We have to have at least 8, or like we have to change the amount of nominees, because that is just so bad in reflecting what gets nominated for Best Picture. I understand there's different packages that can go into, like, we talk about it all the time, me and Adriano. It's just the fact that, like, you can't do it like this, especially for Dune Part 2. What are you talking about, Denis got raw? Like, I cannot believe it. And Ramel Ross, 100%. So we have here, Adriano says James Mangold ran out of juice, and that's when he got nominated. Facts. Big facts, because I love Logan and I love Ford v Ferrari. This isn't even on the caliber of either of those films. Okay. And then we have Adriano says Ramel and Denis should be tie winning. Absolutely. Cody says Denis snubbed. I agree. 100%. All of these comments. Kaylin says 5 nominees for director is not enough. I agree. If we have 10 locked for Best Picture, change this now. Change it. You have to change Best Director. That's completely uncalled for. Like, I understand the packages again, but what are we doing here? These films didn't direct themselves. Okay? And then Adam says, of course, Denis was snubbed. The Academy is so out of touch. I agree. But let's talk about these bloody placements, because these release dates are the main issue here. Okay? And then the marketing. Why are we releasing Dune in March? Why did we release Dune Part 2 in March when we had, I believe, it was October, November release date for Dune Part 1? What are we doing here? What do you mean? March? Even challengers, my friends. What are you doing? Nickel Boys doesn't even have the proper exposure. Sing Sing didn't have the proper exposure whatsoever. So these films are being swept under the rug for what reason? I don't know. I don't understand what they're doing at all. Sud says, I don't dislike Complete Unknown. I like it, but Mangold being here is ridiculous. I agree 150%. Like, I watched Walk the Line. It was a very good film. A Complete Unknown is not the same as Walk the Line. I'll tell you that right now, whatsoever. Caitlin says 5 nominees per category in general is not enough. So many movies that don't get recognition because of this system. Agreed. We have to change it. If you could change to add 10 Best Picture nominees, you can change other things. You can minimize the sound mixing and sound editing categories into one category. You can make different changes here. You can. I'm sorry. You can keep changing it. What else do we have here? I'm just going through the comments, guys. Corbin and Corley are deserving. I agree. As much as, like, I'm not in love with The Brutalist, it is very difficult what he did. And I commend him for it 150%. What she did, what Coralie did, amazing work as well. So I love that they're both here. But Odiard for Amelia Perez and James Mangold for A Complete Unknown. We swapped for Ramel Ross and Edward Berger, and that's your 5 right there, kids. That's your 5. That's what should have happened. Caitlin says 5 nominees per category in general is not enough. So many movies that don't get recognition because of the system. Sorry, that was a comment that we read before. I agree. Ronnie says, was hoping Dee Dee got some love. I mean, the nominations Emilia got, Dee Dee should have got some of those. Joan Chen, I loved. She should have been there for supporting. Anyway, another win for the Brutalist is a win for everyone. It's only a win for you, sweetie. Just for you. And just for that, I'm going to transition quickly to Best Picture because we made it, guys. We made it here. And excuse me, I'm just going to have a sip of water before we get into this. So sorry. I've been yelling for too long without hydration, my friends. So we have Anora for Best Picture, The Brutalist for Best Picture, A Complete Unknown for Best Picture, Conclave, Dune Part 2, Emilia Perez, I'm Still Here, Nickel Boys, The Substance, Wicked. All I got to say, I'm happy that Conclave and Doom Part 2 are here. Not happy that not the Brutalist. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I was reading the Brutalist and Emilia Perez. I meant to say Emilia Perez. Brutalist makes sense for it to be here. I didn't mean it. Okay. I'm so sorry. I'm Still Here is fucking inspired. Adriano says, I am very excited to watch it just to see why it's here. So that is amazing to me that it even made it here. Oh my gosh, Maria, hi. Thanks for coming. To be fair, Doom Part 2 was originally slated for November 2023 until the strikes pushed it to March 2024. So I think they were absolutely planning to do that later release originally. Well, listen, guys, it's all about the release dates, and they messed up big time. They really did. They could have held it. They really could have held it. Caitlin says, I just hope there's no landslide for particular movies and that winners are balanced. At this point, especially with Emilia Perez leading the way here, I do hope that we get like a Jesse Eisenberg winning screenplay and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So I hope that ends up happening. Cody says, I think The Brutalist takes it. I know Conclave is not going to win, so I have to put all my eggs in one basket with The Brutalist so it can defeat Emilia Perez. We have an award show villain, my friends, and it is Emilia Perez. It is not The Brutalist. It's not The Brutalist. The Brutalist is our saving grace, and I can't believe I'm even saying these words right now, but The Brutalist is our saving grace. Okay? And we have Brutalist Hive in the comments. Yes, hashtag Brutalist Hive. We're here. Then we have Brian saying, even the worst film last year was better than Emilia Perez. Actually, drop in the comments, guys. What was the worst film last year? I'd like to know. What was the worst one that got nominated last year? Don't say Maestro because it's not Maestro. I know Adriano has that in the barrel ready to say it. If that wins on God, I'm scared what the internet is going to say. It's already the lowest rated on Letterboxd again. All the other best pictures. I know I saw that too. I was like, come on now. And Adriano said Maestro. I told you he's going to say it. And Jesus, guys, come on. Back me up here. It wasn't Maestro. It was the worst one. But yeah, this is what we have here. And then I don't know. I want the Brutalist to win. Are we scared of Emilia Perez? Absolutely, kids. Absolutely, we're scared of Emilia Perez. And I just have some stats here that I'm going to actually bring forward. Let's see here. I'm just going to switch some stuff up. We're going to stop that screen, and I'm going to bring in another one. Is it this one? 1 second, guys. Bear with me. It's this one. This is what I saw. So this tweet here is from Discussing Film. I made it too big now. Bear with me. We're just going to move this over. Here. Emilia Perez is now tied with the following films as the second most nominated films at the Oscars. Look what you did, Academy members. Look what you did. Emilia Perez is now on par with Oppenheimer, Mary Poppins, Forrest Gump, Gone with the Wind, The Shape of Water, and Lord of the Rings: The Fellowship of the Ring. I don't what look why what Oppenheimer, Mary Poppins, and The Shape of Water, guys. What are we doing? Caitlin says, who were the Best Picture nominees last year? I can quickly look that up. 1 second here. Let's go to my profile and let's see here. I have it. It's Maestro, Oppenheimer, Barbie was one of them as well. I don't have the list now. Anyways, I didn't waste time looking for it. How do we have? Shroya says, I liked Maestro, but yeah, that was the weakest of the bunch last year. Sorry to agree with Adriano here. It's fine. Everyone usually agrees with him. It's fine. It's okay. It's okay. I know Barbie was there. The Iron Claw should have been there last year. Yes, 100%. Most nominated joining the ranks. I know. Find the odd one out. Which one is it? Because I think it's Forrest Gump. I'm not gonna lie. Ooh, I said that. Barbenheimer year. I almost forgot. See, if it wasn't for Oppenheimer, not that I want to start Barbie discourse in this chat right now, but anyways. Anyways, that's not the worst thing. And then I have one more that I want to show everybody because we're gonna stop that screen. And I'm going to share another one as the final tally. We have the final tally here, guys. And we have it here, which I'm going to zoom in for everyone to see. Most nominated films at this year's Oscars. Emilia Perez has 13. The Brutalist has 10. Wicked has 10. I find it very funny that Wicked and The Brutalist are tied at 10. Bawa, ha ha ha. A Complete Unknown at 8. Conclave at 8, which breaks my bloody heart. Anora at 6, Dune Part 2 at 5, RIP, The Substance at 5, and Nosferatu at 4. Adriano says Barbie over Oppenheimer. That is a choice, babe. That is a choice. And then we have, oh my gosh, 13 nominations. I don't get it. 13. I want The Brutalist to have 13 nominations. Where do we go wrong here? Where do we go wrong here? Personally, I think the two songs that were nominated for Emilia Perez, it should have just been one. I don't think the songs were that great in that movie at all. The way Anora was supposed to be the front runner for Best Picture, what happened? It's not Oscar. I don't know. I don't think it was meant for Oscars. I can't maybe Mikey getting in, but I just don't understand the journey for it. I love that movie. It's like top 5 for me. I love Anora. But it's just the fact that I'm like, is it Oscar worthy? Is it? I don't know. And then Adriano says Anora should win. I think it's very good. I had a lot of fun watching it. Brian says, give Meta Web Best Picture at this rate. Whoa. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. I'm gonna stop sharing that here. Kaylin says, agreed, pick one song to nominate per movie. I agree with that because I thought that they were going to split the vote. Adriano gets mad when I say that, but because it doesn't exist apparently. But at the same time, I do think they were going to split the vote. Adriano says, but I'll accept, Nora should win, but I'll accept The Brutalist. Argyle was snubbed. It low-key was. It was better than Kingsman. Of course it was. Rodney says we all need to pray when that day comes. March 2nd, guys. March 2nd, we have the Oscars. I took the day after off from work because there's no way I can process what's about to happen. And then Rodney says, the first week of March, the chaos. Absolutely. That's our March Madness, apparently. No sports, just Oscar season. That's all it is. But yeah, if you guys have any other questions, feel free to ask them in the comments. We have been here for almost an hour and a half, guys. Thanks for coming in and chatting with me. You guys know how much I love the Oscars and how much I love movies and talking to them about you guys with you guys. Not talking about you guys. No. Cody says Craven for Best Picture. You know what? Listen, you guys know I'm part of the Spump Hive. I love the SSU, whatever the hell you want to call it. I still not have watched Craven. I have not watched it. I went to go watch Venom, The Last Dance. I cried with Venom, The Last Dance, my friends. I can't bring myself to watch Craven. I don't know what the hell is happening. I don't know. Adam says, I'll just watch the Oscars for Conan. Listen, he's going to put on a great show. That's all we need. That's all we want. Because Conan's great. And as long as we have a fun telecast and it's not boring, doesn't matter who wins at all. Okay. Brian says, if my birthday month starts with Amelia winning picture, I may not make stay. Whoa, 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 dark shit. No. What do you mean? We just have to make your birthday, like your whole year, amazing at that point. That's what we have to do, Brian. If Amelia Perez wins, let's change the thought process here, my friend. 100%. Heck, Madame Web is looking good more than Amelia Perez, even more. And you know what? Madame Web was kind of fun. I don't know. Kind of was. She actually did cry with Venom 3. Can't confirm who's right beside me. He was right beside me. And I had to hide my tears because I'm like, why am I crying during Venom The Last Dance? I did. You know, guys know how much those characters mean to me. I love them so much. It's like a comfort franchise. Okay. And I bawled. Caitlin says Amanda cries with every movie though. Facts though. It's like a single tear. Like I don't know what happens to me. I just get so emotional. And I shouldn't, but I do. If you've watched my other videos, guys, that's literally just me crying. Ronnie says, if Amelia wins, just skip to November for Wicked for good right away. Absolutely. And Adriano says, actually, facts with Caitlin. I do cry there. Not everything. I cried with Sing Sing, but you also cried with Sing Sing, Adri, so that's fine. But yeah, we've been here for an hour and a half, guys. I can't believe that we just rambled on, that I ranted, that I caused chaos here in the chat. Me too, love. I cry with all emotional moments. I get it. Movies they're meant for that, guys. They help share feelings that you didn't even know you had, which is amazing. And they connect you with these characters in the world that they build. So I love it. She'll be crying when Cameron, Drew, Lucy do Charles Angels 3. I'm still waiting. Listen, don't put that out there if it's not going to actually happen, okay? I would love to see them back. Just give me James Gunn's Superman in July and I'll be happy. You know what? Listen, Adam. You know what? I went to go watch Companion yesterday with Adriana. We watched it. It's actually a fun movie. We met Jack Quaid, which is cool. So we watched Companion, and shout out to Warner Brothers Canada for that. So what happened was they were showing the trailers for Sinners, and then there was one more. It was Sinners, and then there was one before then, and I can't place it now. Mickey 17, sorry. Mickey 17, Sinners, and then we had the Superman trailer. Now, I had watched the Superman trailer on my phone. I didn't watch it on the big screen yet, anywhere. And I'm not joking when I say that I actually got goosebumps watching it on the big screen. I don't know what happened. Maybe the acoustics in the theater were like amazing because I actually got chills watching that trailer. I think it was the score. David Cornsweet, I have been vouching for him since I watched Hollywood on Netflix. I said this man's going to be the next Superman, and he got cast. So I made him, you know, I just put him out there for Superman. It was all me. I deserve a cut of everything he's making. Ronnie says we're praying for March, of course. Excited for Cap 4 and Thunderbolts. I'm very excited for Brave New World. And I know I shouldn't be because everyone's crapping on that trailer, but I just want to give all the support to Anthony Mackie. I really do. I think it's long overdue that his Sam Wilson gets the spotlight. I love that show, even though it's not the greatest because of what happened during pandemic, and they didn't really like wrap that up properly either. Thunderbolts looks like a damn good time, and I hope it says Academy Award nominee Sebastian Stan now in the new trailers because that's so special. I love that. And Ronnie says there's better films that should be having the most nominations over that. I know, for Amelia Perez, 100%. Brian says, give me Mickey 17 and my dad PTA's new film. I have to watch all of PTA's films. I've only watched a couple. I'm not the biggest PTA fan, unfortunately, but hopefully I will get on board. I know Adriana wants me to watch them, and I will. Don't you worry. I don't watch Marvel trailers, so it's all noise to me going in blind. Girl, you know what? It's amazing that you're going to do that. I wish I could. I usually just watch the first trailer and then I don't watch the rest because I just want to get a feel to a teaser, and that's pretty much it. Brian says, don't slander my dad PTA like that. Dude, I'm sorry, but look what Adriana's going to do. I'm going to get her to binge PTA. It's going to happen. I'm already watching Punch Drunk Love as my blind spot pick with Rachel reviews. If you don't know what we're doing over there, and like I said, guys, I've been on hiatus. I haven't been live in a very long time. I've been writing more than doing videos, but I've been doing a blind spot series with Rachel reviews, and we've been watching films that we have never seen before. And Punch Drunk Love is one of the ones on our list for February. So definitely go check that out too. We have a whole playlist, all of it. We just wrapped Dr. No. And low key, I am thinking of doing a whole Bond series because I've never watched any from Timothy Dalton. I've never watched anything from Roger Moore or Sean Connery or Pierce Brosnan. So I kind of want to do that. And we'll see if that actually comes to fruition because I would really love to do that. Adriano says, I want Running Man ASAP. So do I. Edgar Wright Hive. Absolutely. Why wouldn't we want that? And then Ronnie says, the fact that the industry thinks that there's a better musical over Wicked. I know that. It's true. And then Caitlin says, Thunderbolts releases in May, I think. I think so too. It's going to be hard because the best movie of the year is going to be Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning, and that's coming out in May. So Thunderbolts, fingers crossed, man, to actually hold on for dear life when Mission Impossible comes out. I'm very excited for that, by the way. Like, it's MI, baby. Hell yeah. I'm so stoked. But then in July, we also have Fantastic Four First Steps and Superman back to back. So that's going to be interesting. I have a lot of films that I'm excited for this year. It's pretty stacked. I'm more excited about films this year than I was for 2024. And that's very telling of what got nominated for Best Picture. It's true. And then Wicked 2 releases in November as well. We have Wicked for Good releasing in November. And Marty Supreme on Christmas. Timothy Chalamet likes to give us Christmas gifts. And I love that his birthday falls around that time as well. So he just gives like a double gift of like going on press tours and traveling the world too. So it's really crazy. But yeah, guys, I'm going to wrap this up here. Thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. I really love doing this and I missed it so much. And I miss you guys. So thank you for showing up tonight in the comments. It means the absolute world to me. And I really hope that Emilia Perez does not win. But you guys can always follow me over at AMX NDay Reviews on Twitter, on Blue Sky. I'm there too. I did change my handle on Instagram because I'm trying something different. So you can follow me at Amanda Guaragi. That's Guarragi. My first and last name, basically. That you can see on candidexcinema.com, which is my website where all my reviews currently are for the Oscar nominated films. I'm going to just work things differently, but you guys can find me there. Thank you guys so much again. I really appreciate you guys coming and keep watching movies. Bye, guys.